crews will be starting today: Australia, Ukraine, Great Britain, France and Japan.
There they are, 2,000 metres away, just waiting for this competition to start. There's James Talbot in the stroke seat, the 29-year-old from Sydney University Boat Club. Nick Neal's behind him from Australian National University Boat Club in the bow seat. The Ukrainians in lane two. Dimitro Jerez just with the smile on his face. Behind him, Andrew Civic, 21 and 23 years of age respectively. The favourites for this race, Ed Fuller in the stroke seat from Molesey Boat Club, and his fellow club member Ollie Stanhope in the bows, 24 years of age, Ed Fuller just 19. So here's Remy Taranto on the left of your picture in the stroke, and Antoine Gessel at bow, Frenchman, 40 years of age. And there's the Japanese Ryohei Ariushi in the stroke seat, and Toshiro Nishikoya in the bow seat for the Japanese crew in lane 5, closest to the camera.
So as you said, Martin, expecting the British to be the favourites, but this is the day that matters. This is the day when the medals will be given out. See the Japanese being slightly dropped, the rest of the field getting away well.
We ride with the Ukrainian pair there of Civic and Jerez. In third place, there is Ariyasu and Nishikoya from Japan at the back of the field at the moment. Britain showing as an early leader.
Yeah, great start here from the British. Already about half a boat length out front of the rest of the field. And the Australians, after a little bit of a slow start, really finding their speed now, pushing their bow into second place up alongside the French here.
Remy Taranto, the man from Marseille, in the stroke of that French boat. Sorry to cut across you, Greg.
No, that's all right. Taranto there, yeah, he's been around the sport for a long time, hasn't he? Been in the Paris squad since 2009. He's an experienced man against these relative youngsters from Great Britain. Ollie Stanhope's been in the boat since 2017 in the mixed coxed 4. Ed Fuller, new to it, 19-year-old.
And of course, we'll see both these guys in the PR3 mixed cox 4, which is the Paralympic boat. Should mention this class of rowers is for athletes with a verifiable and permanent disability who have functional use of their legs, trunk and arms for rowing and can use the sliding seat to propel the boat. Big lead through the first quarter.
Yeah, coming through the first 500 metre mark, the British looking very strong. The Australians in second position, Ukraine in third. This Australian pair, originally Tom Birtwistle was entered in this with Nick Neal's, but just managing his load into this event, and I think having a bit of an injury perhaps or an illness meant that he's just focusing on the 4, and James Talbot has come into the crew to race with Nick Neal's, but sitting in second position at this stage of the race.
And interesting, we look at these Australians here, they're over there in lane 1. So as I say, we had a preliminary race, a race for lanes, which the British won. The Australians didn't get into second and third, so that's why they're over on that side lane. But today is the day that matters, and today they're pushing to be in one of those top 3 places to take home a medal.
Yeah, nice pick up at the front end. Blade going in without too much splash there from James Talbot, the 29-year-old Aussie in the stroke seat. But let's look at this British pair out in front. Really look like a pair in the open weight category. They've got good length around the front of the pin. Ed Fuller just getting better and better every race. The man from the West Country, hails from Devon as we ride with the French pair. They're in third place position, I guess, level with the Ukrainians. I think the interest in this race is who's going to get the bronze medal by the looks of things.
Yeah, that's right, you can see that on the left of your screen, those 2 white boats just going out of the shot now, but hopefully we'll see them through the 1,000. As we see that British pair sitting on their stroke rate of 34 strokes a minute, and we're going to have the Ukrainians here, we're going to have the Australians, then it's what I'm expecting to see here. The Ukrainians just in front of the Japanese,
The French,
French for now, and then we cast our eyes back for the Japanese.
Yeah, and our Cineflex training camera looks at Ariyasu, Nishiokoya, there behind him, there at the back of this field. We can bring you some great shots. You can see the boat's a little wobbly there.
Yeah, it's just pitching around a little bit in that Japanese boat. They were together in that Coxed 4 in Tokyo at the Olympics, Paralympics. They finished 12th there. So it's a step up, and here they are in the pair. But a good spread on the field, back to that Japanese boat. And as you say, looking at those distances, it's the Ukrainian and the French boat who are really side by side.
I think Ariyasu was actually born in the USA, moved to Japan, but he was 15. He was diagnosed with a disease called muscular dystrophy, a condition that affects, or macular dystrophy, a condition that affects the retina, causing the loss of central vision. So that's the reason he's classified to be in this event.
As we see there, the British, I mean, they're absolutely dominant in this race. Stanhope and Fuller. The Aussies currently sitting in the second place position. James Talbot from Sydney University Boat Club. Nick Neils from the Australian National University Boat Club. Did some training last year with my junior women's quad. Two of the girls from that in Canberra did some training alongside Nikki Ayres and Nick Neils on the course. Good pacing for those boats together to train together in Canberra, which was great. But we see here the Ukrainians.
Yeah, that battle for the bronze medal position. Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine are just in that position right now. France 3 meters behind as they are going stroke for stroke with each other for that bronze medal. Britain at the front of the field, Australia second, and yeah, Ukraine and France very much locked together.
Ed Fuller from the lefty pitcher suffers from haemophilia. Stanhope comes from a rowing family. Both his parents rowed, raced at international level. Rachel and Richard. His brother James rowed for Oscar Brooks, a Henley winner, and just finished a sub-10 hour triathlon. So a really sporty family, the Stanhopes. And Ollie keeping up that tradition. Paralympic gold medal, of course, in the mixed Cox 4s. And they're really going for it, aren't they?
Yeah, really going for it. 35 strokes a minute. Richard and Rachel are out here supporting. We're talking about the families coming out and supporting. They were here, saw them yesterday. They're controlling this race, coming down in front of the crowd, coming up towards the line. Yeah, a little pitching around as they're pushing it on for the finish.
Just outside the world's best time, a 6:52. Really close to it, 6:53. It looks like just a second outside the best time set by Amlin and Cadot, the French. They absolutely mullered that race. Second place, Niels and Talbot. French are shouting for their crew, trying to charge through the Ukrainians. As the Australians crossing the line, and Ukraine, we can see on the camera just ahead of the French. It will be the Ukraine to get the bronze medal in this race. They cross the line now, and France couldn't quite mount that final charge. Ed Fuller there, Stanhope behind him.
Yeah, so 6:53. What's the world's best then, Martin?
6:52.08.
They're going to be disappointed by that little wobble they had just at the end, I guess, because they were probably racing for the gold medal, but once that was looking secure, I guess they're racing the clock. Let's just see the Japanese across the finish line now.
Yeah, the conditions are nowhere near as quick today as they were. There's Jack Beaumont, yeah. GPR flag without glasses too. This looks pretty cool.
So great shots here of this British pair. Stroked from the bow side. That's the way they set it up in the pair. They turn it around in the coxed four with Ollie Stanhope sitting in the stroke seat.
They were really gunning for it, weren't they?
Yeah, they were really going for that time. And we'll see the other half of their four racing very soon in the women's PR3 pairs. But you can see what it means to the Ukrainians there to get that bronze medal.
Australian silver medalists.
Yes, confirmation there of those three positions. Great Britain, Australia and Ukraine getting the medals. France, disappointed for them, getting pushed out. And Japan.
And Oliver Stanhope gets his gold medal to add to his collection, making a real collection of gold medals. Oliver Stanhope, as is Ed Fuller now. Thank you very much from the 19-year-old